And welcome back, everyone. So today's video is going to be about how to use the driving modes. I've had a lot of questions about how to use the modes, what mode I'm using, how to use the locker, how to use 4Low. So today's video is going to cover my understanding of the system and how I particularly use it, and any suggestions I have for that. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. I've tried to do this video a few times on the trails and it never quite works out for whatever reason. So hopefully out here in the parking lot in the grassy field today, I can get this done and help you guys out. All right, so first thing is, generally you do not want to be in 4Low on pavement. It's a little harder on the gearing and transmission and such. So I've got this nice grassy field in front of me that has not been used in a decade or so, so hopefully I can drive through that and not get yelled at by anyone, and use that to demonstrate how to actually operate 4Low and the various systems. So here we go. So you'll get to the trailhead and the trail leader will call out, everybody go ahead and switch to 4Low. So what you want to be doing is go under 3 miles an hour, pop it into neutral, then hit the 4Low button. System will do its thing, and then you can switch back into drive and start moving. It will turn off the stability control, but that is just a normal thing. That's just how it works. The next part is the locker. That is the next most helpful thing in this vehicle other than 4Low. So you want to be in 4Low to use the locker. You want to be going under 15 miles an hour, and then you can hit the locker button. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get locked in. If it doesn't go, sometimes I find if you pop it in neutral, it'll take just enough strain off of those gears so it can lock in. Sometimes driving side to side will also help change the velocity of each wheel, so that helps it lock in. Generally, I only use the locker when I'm coming up to an obstacle I think I need the locker on. Other than that, as soon as I'm through the obstacle, I go ahead and turn the locker back off. So to do that, you just hit the locker button again. And sometimes it takes a little bit to turn off. Sometimes you want to weave back and forth. And again, if you're having some trouble, go ahead and just pop it in neutral real quick. And I usually find that that disables the locker, as again, it takes the tension off of those gears to allow it to come apart. So now you have the modes. Generally I only use sand and mud, sometimes rock mode. Other than that, it just lives in auto the whole time. Generally sand mud is used when you need more wheel spin, as it disables all the traction control, lets all 4 wheels spin more freely. It does not stop any of the free spinning wheels, so that way you can just hammer down, go through mud bogs, or go up like loose hills and such like that, gravelly, loose, sandy hills. You want more wheel spin, you don't want to kill the power on the wheels. So that is when I use the sand mud. So to access the sand mud mode, you spin this dial 3 times. Watch the little flasher get down. You can do this while you're moving. It doesn't matter. It will change some of the shift points in the gears, how the computer will treat them. So you will notice a little bit of a jerk when you switch in and out of some of these modes. So again, once I'm through the obstacle, once I'm through the mud pit, once I'm over the hill, I will go ahead and put it back into auto, because auto has the better of the traction control algorithms. So I'm through the mud hole. Now let's go climbing over some rocks. I want to put it in rock mode just so I can have a little bit better of the crawl ratio, and it changes the traction a little bit more tightly to where it allows less wheel spin than auto would normally allow, as far as I'm aware. It also changes the first gear ratio to be slightly lower. It has an extra, I don't know how it does it, but supposedly it has an extra slightly lower gear ratio in rock mode. Again, I only use that while I'm going through particular obstacles. If I'm gonna need any extra traction assistance. So I'm through the rocks. Let's go ahead and put it back up into auto. Spin that dial to the left all the way. System switches back. So now let's cover the crawl control. So you have the hill descent control up here on the right. Up bottom right is the select speed control. It's also known as crawl control. So to access these modes, you simply be in 4 low, hit the button, and it will show up on your dashboard that you are in this mode. To take advantage of this mode, you need to be in the manual. So just put the shifter over to the left, and you can change the speed at which it will control the vehicle by 0.6 miles an hour at a time. Now, one common misconception is the hill descent control controls your throttle and everything else. The hill descent is only for going down a hill, and it only controls the braking. If you look right now, I've got it set on hill descent, and I'm going all the way up to 3 miles an hour, 4 miles an hour, and it is not changing my actual speed. Because all this does is just control how slowly the car will go down the hill. If I want more of the off-road cruise control type stuff, which is what crawl control is for, you will use this select speed option down here on the right. You just hit that once. And now the car is going to maintain this 0.6 miles an hour between throttle and brakes. So if I want to increase the speed, I just hit the shifter down where it has the plus option. It's shifting up and down, and that will change how fast the car is moving. I can go up to 6 miles an hour, and it will control everything, throttle, brakes, but it only uses first gear, so keep that in mind. You are going higher RPMs to use this mode. The only time I ever really use the crawl control is if I'm in the front of the group and we are waiting on a bunch of people to clear a very slow obstacle. Then I will set the crawl control to half or 1.2 and just slowly go down the trail, waiting for other people to clear the slow obstacle. Then once the tail gunner tells me he's clear, I will take it out of crawl control and carry on. So let's take this back out of this mode, switch it back into normal drive, and there we go. Again, I only use these modes and functions on an as-needed basis. So if I'm coming up on an obstacle and I don't think I'm gonna need any extra assistance, I just leave it in auto, because that's just easier for me. It's easier on the system. As a general rule of thumb, if you are on the trail, being 4 low, many of the old school off-roaders will tell you this, just it's easier on all of the parts involved. Yes, there's a lot of trails you can do in high. There's a lot of trails you can do in 2 high, but there's just no need for it. If you can be in 4 low, go ahead and be in 4 low. It doesn't hurt the system to be in 4 low while you're in the dirt. So you come to the end of the trail, trail leader calls, hey, take it back out of 4 low. Just be going under 3 miles an hour, put it in neutral, hit the 4 low button again. You'll hear it do its thing, pop it back into drive, and there you go. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I am by no means an expert. I just have used this thing for 3 years. This is just what I found to work for me. So if you guys need to correct me on anything, let me know. Again, I don't have all the information. I just know what I've learned from reading on the Facebook threads and some of the forum threads about how these modes operate. Again, guys, thank you for watching. Thanks for supporting me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe if you did. If you want a list of all the modifications on the Jeep, that is also in the description of every video. I list all the mods at the time the video is done. So please feel free to browse that. Until next time, guys, keep on Jeeping.